were outraged at the threat to erase a significant moment from Lyman's history. We spoke out for the freedom of speech, for the freedom of the press, and for the freedom of loving authentically. Receiving this award is validation that we made a difference.
Since 1974, the Student Press Law Center has been working to support, promote, and defend the First Amendment and press freedom rights of student journalists and your advisors. It's the only thing that we do. We work with student journalists. We are your media lawyers. We work to empower bold journalism and brave advocacy to protect student press freedom, and we are going to talk about some great examples of that today. SPLC doesn't give a lot of awards. In fact, until now we've only had one award at the high school level, but this year we have 2 special citations. The first award goes to an outstanding high school journalist or news organization that speaks truth to power and demonstrates outstanding courage in student journalism. The award is decided by a committee of judges consisting of educators, professional journalists, and SPLC staff and board members, and we thank them for their help. We're proud to co-sponsor this award with NSBA and with the Kent State University Center for Scholastic Journalism. Kent State also provides the $1,000 award. So I'm proud to announce that the winner of the 2022 Courage in Journalism Award recipient is the staff of Inglemoor High School's Nordic News in Washington State for their work in challenging the school district's policy restricting district staff from speaking with reporters. The award is being given to Kellen Horde, Mariah Avalos, and Tammy Tran.
Student journalists often have to fight on multiple fronts to defend the First Amendment. They have to fight both publicly through reporting and bringing awareness to these issues, but also sometimes behind the scenes to ensure that policies are consistent and fair and reliable and accurate and equitable. The obstacles in this case were really foundational, not just on a certain article or subject, but on the fundamental ability for teachers and administrators, pillars of our school and our district, to speak on anything. I think courage in journalism doesn't have to be getting in harm's way yourself. It can be protecting others from harm, both our readers who would have been deprived of information they deserve and our staff who would have been deprived of their right to free speech, and that's important. And of course, courage in journalism often entails working closely with others to face threats. So we're so grateful to our advisor, Ms. Little, and our principal, Mr. Destells, for their unceasing support on defending press freedom in North Shore School District. We couldn't have done it without them, and we look forward to seeing how all of you continue to defend press freedom in your own schools and districts.
The second award is a newly established award, one that we really believe is so deeply important for all of us, and it is the Student Press Freedom Award. The inaugural recipient of this award is Sara Ward and the staff of the Greyhound Yearbook at Lyman High School, who not only are fighting a hurricane of censorship in Florida, but they actually fought a hurricane to get here to accept the award. Sara, you want to come up? Sara is being honored for fighting back about censorship of her yearbook and advocating to change the student media policy in Seminole County, where she is. I'm going to tell a little bit of the story, but you need to walk up here and stand with me as I do that. Last May, the Seminole County Public School administrators canceled distribution of the Greyhound Yearbook the night before it was supposed to go out. They demanded that the staff cover up a really good journalistic spread reporting on a student walkout over the parental rights and education law in Florida, what many people know as the Don't Say Gay law. They wanted it to be covered up with stickers. What do you think about that? The reason for the censorship kept changing as they kept asking, and they never got a really clear answer as to why they were being censored. So after they contacted SPLC's Free Legal Hotline, talked to some of our lawyers, they launched a campaign to hashtag Stop the Stickers. It was picked up by news outlets all around the country. It was picked up all through Florida, and it created quite a stir. Within days, Sara and the Greyhound staff, other students, teachers, parents, alumni, all made their way to the Seminole County School Board's meeting, which just happened to be a few days later. The school board ultimately overruled the decision to cover up the spread, and they strongly supported the students, even offering to pay out of their own pockets for very small stickers that wouldn't cover up anything mistake, so it landed on in the end. So, the yearbook finally got distributed, but Sara and her team were not done. At the next meeting of the school board, they came back and they went to advocate for a change in their student media policy, asking the school board to change the policy, to clarify it so it wouldn't happen again. So far, though, the school board hasn't changed it, but you're not done. But we wish that was the end of the story, but it's not. This school year, all of the yearbook staffs at the 4 high schools in Seminole County, including the Greyhound, are facing even more stringent prior review, something that the student journalists throughout the county are very concerned about, and that Sara and her team are actively working on. The struggle in Seminole County continues. Despite the actions by some in the school district, though, support for the Greyhound is strong, and support for Sara and their accomplishments is really huge. When informed of Sara and the Greyhound staff's award, her principal wrote to us and said, "This is amazing news. I believe you selected the correct students in Sara and the entire yearbook staff for this prestigious award." The chairperson of the school board, who we also reached out to let know that the award was being given, and also our concerns about the continued censorship, shared her congratulations with us and forwarded the message to the superintendent, which I don't think you know. So we're waiting for a response. In the meantime, we are so pleased to give the inaugural Student Press Freedom Award to Sara Ward and the Greyhound staff for their brave advocacy and continued work to support press freedom in Seminole County, in Florida, and for all of us.
I love all the pom-poms, they're so cool. It took a village to get me here, especially after typical Florida weather gave us another hurricane. But I'm so thankful to be able to accept this award in person on behalf of myself and the Greyhound Yearbook staff. Our journey was long and challenging, and although the fight is far from over, we are thrilled to celebrate this victory. Ultimately, we were outraged at the threat to erase a significant moment from Lyman's history. We spoke out for the freedom of speech, for the freedom of the press, and for the freedom of loving authentically. Receiving this award is validation that we made a difference, but there's still more progress to be made. We continue to fight to represent all members of the community despite their continued threats of censorship. We are grateful to the SPLC for their contributions to our cause. For me personally, I never truly realized the impact we have. I thought it was worth it when the student body got their yearbooks. One student turned to me and shouted, "Hey Sara, this is for you," as he ripped out the disclaimer sticker from his book. Little did I know the much greater impact I have. Not only did schools across Florida reach out to the SPLC, but now I get to stand here and share my story with all of you. In the words of John Lewis, never ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble, necessary trouble. Thank you.